Shalom, Israel. I want to start off, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. As you can see, prophecy is just jumping off the pages. And, you Babylonians, you've been warned. You've been warned. As you can see, the Medes, the Russians, they're on a tear. And they coming right along with that Eastern Europe, with that China and Iran, and the rest of them, players that's on that team over there. And you've been warned over and over and over. But, this is just the kickoff of, to the second coming of YAHAWAHSHI, and to the true saints, the Akim, Lord willing, I'm part of the hopeful elect. Call halal YAHAWAHSHI. But we're rejoicing at this because this world is full of corruption. And the Lord, YAHAWAHSHI, is going to use Esau, which is, these so-called Caucasian white people, whether it's the Russians or the Americans, they're all the same. You white people are all the same. You're all from the same, that seed line of Esau, Edom. But the Lord's going to use, like he said, Assyrians. He's going to use, Esau and them as his sword to cleanse the earth. And, they're also talking about cyber attack, man. You've been warned. You've been warned. And that's just going, with that cyber attack, that's just going to, shut down banks, food supplies. It's going to get serious, man. And we continue to try to warn the people, but they don't want to hear. So we just going to like do it. Thus said the Lord, and keep warning the people, because this thing is going to get really, really bad. We're going into the time of Jacob's trouble. We're going into the time of that RFID, that CHIP. Once that CHIP gets brought to the table, and that's, mandatory, that's it. There's no, the war is brewing, but the ultimate factor is that CHIP. That, in the midst of that, Jacob's trouble is going to be going on in the Third World War. But that CHIP, that's the icing on the cake. Once they make that CHIP, that RFID, once that gets made mandatory, then that's the end. The World War III can't come before that CHIP. That's not what YAHAWAHSHI said. That mark has to come before the World War. This is just the rumors of wars. This is the beginning. But once that CHIP gets made mandatory. Once that's mandatory, then that's it. That's the end. That's the end of all. We're days away from the Lord cracking them clouds. Once that CHIP gets made mandatory. So we're just watching the beginning of sorrows right now. But Russia and China and Iran, the war, it's like cooking, a pot of soup. That you turn it on, turn the stove on, and it starts heating up. You start stirring it, then it starts heating up more. You start stirring a little bit more, put your little flavors in there, stirring, and then after time goes on, it starts heating up, cooking. And that's the same thing. Once that once that CHIP gets made mandatory, that's like putting your making that soup and heating it up, and then you putting that final little seasoning or little whatever you put in there to to finish it off, and stir it up, and it's just cooking and it's ready to be served. That's like that RFID. That's how it is. You have Jacob's trouble. You have Jacob's trouble and the CHIP are gonna go. They're gonna go hand in hand, and then World War III is gonna be full-fledged. So brace for impact. But in the midst of that, we're gonna be watching. We're gonna be dealing with famine and supply shortages, and there ain't no telling what you people that's then took, that's then slept with Vanessa on what you're gonna turn into, because cannibalism is on the rise, is coming back. Cannibalism. You people out here that's proud and don't listen, YAHAWAHSHI is going to give you over into that hand. Inflation is going on. These are all the signs that YAHAWAHSHI said that was coming. You've been warned over and over and over. And a lot of you Babylonians, you're still not gonna listen. Because Jake is hard-headed. So I'm gonna go to I'm not gonna make this too long. Got a couple precepts I'm gonna go to. Call Halal YAHAWAHSHI. So we're just gonna start out at we're going to go over to Jeremiah 10:1. And it reads, "Hear ye the word which Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI speaketh unto you. Who? O house of Israel." Hear the words. Hear these words, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Hear the words of the Lord. That's Israel. Hearken unto his words. Because his sword is coming. That sword, that belt. That belt is coming. It's like your parents. You get in trouble, and your parents keep telling you and warning you, your dad to keep telling you, stop doing that. You get in trouble in school. You done did something outside, playing outside or whatever, and you keep warning you, and your dad telling you, look, you better listen, or I'm not gonna keep telling you. I'm not gonna keep telling you. I'm gonna spank that butt. But you refuse to listen, so that whooping is coming. That whooping is coming. So you don't want to hear the words of the Lord. But he's saying, "Hear ye the word which YAHAWAHSHI speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." He's speaking to you. So let's go over to let's go over to we're gonna go over to I don't want to make this too long. Let's go over to Habakkuk 2:1. And it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. You see that? We're standing, men of the Lord are standing upon their tower, and they're speaking to Israel. And they're telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American on what's coming. Get in line and get in order and come back to your power and serve the Lord and do the work of the Lord. And will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. You see that? The vision, these prophecies is for an appointed time. You know, Esau has his time already. You know, I just said this in my last video. Esau has been in rulership for, you know, almost 1,000 years. His time is up. Your time is up, man. Doing all manner of wickedness. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Every word YAHAWAHSHI spoke in this book, is he meant every word. He's not a man that lieth. When he tell you the death, the famine, the destruction, all that's coming. The war, that mark of that MOTB, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It's coming. All of the prophecy, Jacob's trouble, you know, that CHIP and World War III is coming. It will not tarry. It's not going to wait. It's not going to wait, man. And we've been warning you over and over. And like I said, them cyber attacks, it's gonna get real out here, man. This is the second trial, the second run that they're gonna do. It's something far worse, you know, that's coming. The heat is getting turned up. So we're gonna go to 2 Thessalonians 5:2. 2 Thessalonians 5:2, and it reads, for yourself know perfectly that the day of YAHAWAHSHI cometh as a thief in the night. Right. He's going to come as a thief in the night. You don't know when somebody's going to break in your home or, you know, try to come rob you. You don't know. You just don't know. And these things we keep telling you, and here it is. Here it is. I've been telling you about this war and how the destruction is coming. Let me go to we'll go to well, I want to go to. Let me go to Revelation. I'm gonna go to Revelation. Salakia. Yeah, we'll go to Revelation. Yeah, okay, we'll go to Revelation 6, and we'll start at 6, and it reads, it says, and I heard a voice in the midst of 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not oil and the wine. You see that? See, because that oil and wine, it's symbolic to this word, having this new wine, and the oil, is having this word. And also oil and wine is a luxury to have as far as cooking and stuff. Those are luxury supplies to have. But that measure of barley and wheat, it's pretty much going to come down to, being a whole week's work, a paycheck to pay for some food. I was just watching, the news earlier, and they were talking about coffee. How some of these companies are rationing their coffee supply because they're people are they're going to 2-3 times a day as far as coffee. And coffee is people need their coffee, but when the supplies and the supply chain is broke and it's down like that, the prices are going up. So now people are buying their own machines and buying their own coffee and brewing at their own house to save money. And this is how it's going to go forward, man. I seen earlier too, the banks are closing. Over 4,000 branches have closed, around different, around the country. This is all coming down to this latter end on how YAHAWAHSHI is destroying this place within and without. We'll hop to 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And that's what's coming, death. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. There's death, famine, and destruction coming. That's it. You've been warned, and it's going to be a cold peace. They turn these lights out. Because all your things that you're accustomed to ordering food and going to the restaurants, and you Babylonians, you Jakes, you 2/3 Jakes is in that party mentality. Want to kick back and get on the game and smoke weed and go order food and not have a care in the world about this. All your mirth is about to be taken away from you. Call law YAHAWAHSHI because you don't want to hear this word, and ultimately too, you other nations. So let's go over to Isaiah. I'm gonna close out with this. Isaiah 42:13, and it reads, YAHAWAHSHI shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. And who is his enemies? If you go to Psalm, the 83rd chapter, it will tell you who his enemies is, starting with the number 1 on his hit list, Esau, Edom, and the other nations. 14. I have long time holding my peace. YAHAWAHSHI, he's held his peace for a long time. 1,000 years is one day to the Lord. 1,000 days is one day to the Lord. He's held his peace for a long time. You got to understand too, not only did they what they did to his people, but they also murdered him when he was down here. They murdered YAHAWAHSHI. They're going to pay for that. And them same people that murdered him, they're back here today. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. Call halal Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Call halal Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI is not playing no games, man. He's not playing no games. The Lord is a man of war, and he wants war. Like he said, he's going to devour at once. He's held his peace. He's held back. The last few prophecies that we're in this latter day is that Jacob's trouble, that CHIPRFID, and that World War III. This is it. Call halal Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. But before that World War III breaks out, versus that Eastern Europe, versus that Western Europe, that CHIP has to be made mandatory. And then is party on. Without that CHIP, there's no World War III. So this is just the beginning with this Russia and Ukraine. This is the beginning of the end right here. This is the beginning of great, great sorrows, famine, pestilence, disease, plagues, destruction, sedition amongst men. This place, America, is going to be, it's going to be tore up. I seen earlier, those truckers here in California are on their way over to that White House over there. You know, and ain't no telling how it's going to go down over there. It's just going to be a breakout of chaos. They're going to shut off this power. That's coming. The DHS told you. Department of Homeland Security. They told you to Americans to brace yourself to up to 6 months without power. You know, you Americans have never experienced that. I've never experienced going 6 months without no power. And then, you know, can't cook no food, you know, can't watch no TV, none of that. No access to your bank, no working, no nothing. Going back to the old ages. And you women, the Lord got something for you. You women that's into all these different philosophies and, you know, trying to usher authority over a man, your day is coming. The Lord's going to give you over to an evil hand because you are out of order. And ultimately, you so-called Negro women and Latino women and Native American women, you are out of order. You 2/3 women. It's pain and suffering coming. Brace for impact. Call halal Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. The spirit hopped on me. Lord willing, you were edified. I don't want Ratazah come back with another lesson, but I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI BASHAM Rakah Quadash. Shalom.